A medical helicopter can be the difference between life and death. Many people don't have to cover the cost, but News 4 has learned that those who have private insurance are paying the fee for those pricey flights. News 4 investigator Chris Negus details one family's five-figure fight.
I got a phone call that said he had fallen and his head was bleeding.
80 miles south of St. Louis, Becky and Nick Adams are raising 4 young children. In June of 2016, their son Landry fell off this exercise equipment.
He swung around, fell off,
and landed on this water heater.
and his head was punctured by this little piece right here.
He was taken to the Perryville Hospital where doctors diagnosed a serious situation.
We need to get an IV started. We need to get him over into an ER room. Air evac is on their way. And I'm like, well, why? And they said, well, he has an open compressed skull fracture and he needs to be in the hands of a neurosurgeon immediately.
Landry was airlifted to St. Louis. He went on to make a full recovery. Just as that relief set in, so did an unexpected reality.
And when we got it, we were floored whenever we saw that amount.
The Adams learned Air Evac's charges totaled $40 grand, and insurance would only cover $7,300, leaving them with the balance.
Obviously, $33,000 is not easy to come by, so we really don't have the means to do that at this point in our lives.
When I say it's complicated, it is.
Seth Myers is the president of Air Evac. The company dispatches life-saving care in 15 states from their O'Fallon, Missouri headquarters.
Airvac 90, sir. There is an aircraft. We believe it's Trauma 1.
Myers says the company loses money on 75% of its flights.
We fly people based on need, not their ability to pay.
The private company accepts Medicaid and Medicare. In Missouri, Medicaid pays approximately $2,100 per flight. Patients never receive a balance. Medicare is just over $6,000. Myers says that doesn't come close to covering the actual cost. 16% of patients have no insurance at all. Air Evac rarely sees payment in those cases. So when people like the Adams see a $40,000 charge, it's because Air Evac has to make money from those with private insurance or those who can pay. So at the end of the day, the reason why the cost is so high is because so many people aren't paying.
That's correct. That's correct.
And you're trying to make up those dollars.
That's the only way that we can make up the dollars and continue to survive and operate.
Some private insurance companies pay an in-network rate considered acceptable to Air Evac. They continue to talk with more providers.
I will tell you the reception has gotten better on that.
But the Adams Insurance Company, Lifestyle Health Plans, only paid $7,300.
That is absolutely nothing that is close to an in-network rate.
Because the amount paid through insurance is considered unacceptable, the Adams continue to negotiate on their own 3 years later.
We know they did a service and we don't want to just get out of this, so I offered them $5,000.
We've taken no other action on the family and we'll continue to work with them and them working with us.
As for the Adams, they hope their story will encourage others to be aware of what's covered and what's not, something they never thought about until it happened to them.
If nothing else, it's a lesson for other people too, not just us.
The Adams tell me Air Evac agreed to accept their $5,000 payment offer after our interview. They are thankful this is behind them. As for Lifestyle Health Plans, I reached out because I wanted to know why they didn't pay a bigger portion of the bill. I'm still waiting to hear back. Chris Negus, News 4.